The Hubcap, written and narrated by Alan Walton. The grey Bentley pulled to a stop directly alongside Bobby, standing alone at the bus shelter. The window wound silently down, and cigar smoke issued forth. He felt slightly uncomfortable as the driver, in a blue tweed jumper, stared at him intently. The driver did not speak at first, but maintained eye contact, which was a little unsettling for Bobby. He looked away for a second or two, and then back into the stranger's eyes, which seemed to bore into him.
Hello. Have you by any chance seen it?
Excuse me?
It came off yesterday, I believe, because I drove by here about tea time and I heard a sort of a clanking sound, but I had to keep going because of the traffic, you know.
I'm sorry, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you live around here? If so, could you ask around if anyone has seen it?
Bobby's face twitched slightly as he found himself in a very peculiar situation indeed. He was guarded in his reply. I might live around here. On the other hand, might not. Who wants to know?
Well, you look like you live around here.
What's he going to do with you then?
I lost it. I've just told you.
Goodness sake, you lost what?
I just told you. I'm trying to remain calm. I just told you I lost it. Will you help me find it?
Bloody hell, tell me what it is you've lost and I might be able to help you.
Well, it's all rather distressing, as it takes away the beauty of my car. It just doesn't look right, you know. Do you agree?
Oh, stuff this for a game of soldiers. You'll have to move on. Here's my bus.
Oh, you do look like a reliable sort of bloke. Perhaps you'll take my card and give me a ring if you or anyone else finds it. Please?
Bobby refused. The bus pulled up, nose to tail, behind the Bentley, the driver sounding his horn in agitation. Bobby walked down a little way and jumped onto the bus. The driver of the Bentley finally moved on, and so did the bus, its back wheel crushing the shiny Bentley hubcap almost flat. Bobby thought to himself, what a crap way to start a day. As he entered his office, he noticed the very same grey Bentley in the car park. Something came over him, veins in his neck throbbing as he looked around for anyone watching. Nobody around, so in turn he let down all four of its tyres, bang flat. Wonderful! He felt good. The day had got so much better as he walked into the office. When the owner returned to his car, he would get a rather unpleasant surprise. Bobby grinned. Louise, the receptionist, told him that the new chief executive of their group of companies was in the waiting room, ready to go through the quarterly report with Bobby. He hung his coat and walked into the waiting room. His jaw dropped, eyes met, and the room fell silent. You could have heard a pin drop. It was him. The end. Turnkey, written and narrated by Alan Walton. The tide was coming in, and those in fishing boats looked up at the sky. The clocks edged backwards, and the old man playing checkers looked at his watch. 2 o'clock was receding. The cups were coffee-stained and the ashtray full. Something beautiful was rising from the horizon, and incandescent. The men in sailors' caps and aromatic pipes did not notice. It was still there as the clock hand moved so slowly backwards. The craft's dimensional time arrow was the exact opposite to that of Earth, and as such, the powerful negative time field spread its influence slowly but surely. The verger used his turnkey as the rusty lock yielded to his firm hand. A dove cooed from the steeple, the moss under its claws. Sparkling water with ice arrived as the game continued. Something incandescent continued to rise on the sea horizon, and not seen by those in the fishing boats. Surely they would look up and see it. Them, those, our brothers from the stars. The horizontal light was lighting up the stained glass windows. The verger looked up for a moment and dismissed it as intense sunshine. Anyone could have made that mistake. People had now begun to notice and were gathered together on the beach, pointing to the sky. The light was almost as bright as the sun, hiding behind the clouds. Whenever it rains, it pours. When the sun shines, all is well illumined. Every cloud has a silver lining, and indeed it was here. The light diminished as the incandescence retreated, and the large black triangle settled gently upon the beach. Playing checkers with sailor caps and aromatic pipes is heaven itself, and they were oblivious to the commotion playing out on the beach. The low hum from the triangular craft ceased, and somehow a door appeared on the side of the craft. It was inky black inside. Some stepped a few paces backward, as anxiety began to manifest itself. A seagull cried out as it perched on top of the craft. Perhaps curiosity. 2 amorphous shapes emerged. Nothing defined. The church clock was moving back at a faster rate. The sparkling water disappeared. Their pipes became unlit. The 2 old men with their sailor caps and aromatic pipes were soon to play their original game backwards. The seagull lifted off the roof and flew backwards to the top of the cliff. The verger found himself walking out of the church, but not as he expected to. Soon the turnkey and the rusty lock clacked as he found himself walking backwards to his cottage. It was now 1 o'clock, and lunch again. The time field was spreading far and wide. The end.